Tony D and Little Joe with a Screenwriter's Rant on Venom, The Last Dance. It's out, or coming out soon. Could this be good? Well, maybe. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books, links in the description. Comedy Heart in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 14 available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. So, it looks like a Venom movie, I'll say that. Here you see him eat the heads off of bad guys. Seems a bit dark. Anyhow, he's run around, I don't know, the American Southwest somewhere. Meanwhile, they are experimenting with various things they found in the various meteors that are landing on Earth, and Venom informs Eddie that his planet has finally found Earth and they're all coming, and now they're in big trouble. So, don't know who a lot of these people are. It's very much a Tom Hardy movie. It's like all Tom Hardy, it seems, and like a couple other actors. The guy they got from Firefly, who was the bad guy, I think is kind of a bad guy in this. This is a cool scene. The Venom parasite takes over a horse in order for them to gallop quickly to wherever they have to go, and he's, blasting away. This hits movies in October. This is a pretty good time for a movie like this. It's a bit dark. They're using a remix of Ground Control to Major Tom for the movie. That's the song. Classic, summer movie strategy, although it's not a summer movie, that you use an old song and you sort of remix it, and everybody gets nostalgic about the song, and you associate those feelings with the movie, and hopefully you go see it. Will people go see it? I don't know, man. I mean, I like the first one up to a point. The second one I still haven't seen. I hear it's like almost unwatchable. Everybody complains about it. This one kind of looks like more of the same. It does look better, though, I'll say. It looks, the second one, teeing up Carnage. Carnage, again, not a very good character. Not a very good character. Eddie Brock was a good character for what he was in the comics. Carnage was like the answer to Eddie when they tried to make him a hero in the comics. Eddie's not a hero. He is a villain, and he should be a villain. And he should fight Spider-Man. So the question is, this is the last movie with this. Hopefully they bring him in to the Tom Holland Spider-Man universe, and we get Tom Holland versus Tom Hardy. That would be great. That would be great, because Tom Hardy's they're both good actors, both Toms, and we could see an ending to Venom. Now, Todd McFarlane, originally in the comics, the ending is they fight on this desert island somewhere, and Venom thinks Peter Parker is dead. Thinks he's dead. And he decides to live his days on the island, so he's not dead. Peter Parker escapes the island without him knowing, and that's the end. That's not a bad ending for a movie if you can make that work. I think you can. Will they do it or something similar? I don't know. It doesn't feel like it. Feels like this might be the last time Tom Hardy does this, unless they drive the money truck to his house. But then again, Spider-Man, the previous movies, beastly numbers, almost $2 billion. I mean, everybody loves Spider-Man. And Tom Holland's great in the role. And I got to say, Tom Hardy's really done well. I mean, he does well with any part, but this, he's pretty good. He's got this weird Eddie Brock voice where he's just a little shaky. He's just a little off, and you can hear it in his voice, like he's trying to tell you something, and it's almost like he's trying really hard to keep it together while he's talking. And I kind of like that. So, I still haven't seen the second one. Would I see this? I would. I would. I mean, I would like to go see the first one. I don't know where it's playing. I guess Sony has it. I guess I could find it on Amazon. If I do go see this one, I would go see the second one prior to it and then go see this. I don't think it ties in that closely because it's kind of, again, from what I hear, everybody hated it. It's kind of a forgettable movie, despite the fact Woody Harrelson's in it. This one, you know, you can tell what they think about movies by who's in it, right? So with the Venom franchise, I think they were thinking big things. You know, the first movie did well despite various things, did okay, I'll say. People seem to like it. They made the second movie and they put Woody Harrelson in it. And that to me tells them they thought, oh, we could do something with this. Yeah, we can make this big. So they put Woody Harrelson in it, but it doesn't fly. It definitely didn't do great. Now they're doing this movie. The actor they have against him, I don't remember his name. He's a good actor. He's a really good actor, but you know, he's not a huge name. All right, let's read the write-up. To Death Do They Part, Tom Hardy returns as Venom. Coming exclusively. Okay. In Venom: The Last Dance, Tom Hardy returns as Venom, one of Marvel's greatest and most complex characters. He's a villain. For the final film in the trilogy, Eddie and Venom are on the run, hunted by both their worlds, and with the net closing in, the duo are forced into a devastating decision that will bring the curtains down on Venom and Eddie's last dance. Kind of being cagey about it. Maybe they both die. I don't know. It's directed by Kelly Marcel from a screenplay she wrote based on a story by Hardy and Marcel. Okay, so Tom Hardy had his hand in this. That's probably a good sign, because I'll say this for Hardy: he's a really good actor, and I think because he's a good actor, he has good sensibilities. So he'd have at least good sensibilities about where he wants the stories to go. You know, he doesn't strike me as a totally ego-driven actor, although they all are to some extent. You know, a lot of actors, if you gave them even a little power in that department, they'd be like, oh, we need more scenes with me. Now, there's a lot of scenes with Tom Hardy in this, obviously. It seems to be all Tom Hardy all day long. But they seem to be good scenes, I'll say. I mean, at least for Venom. Again, not a strong character. You know, really needs Spider-Man to make this work, I think. So, are they going to do a Spider-Man Venom? We'll see. They should have. It's the most obvious thing to do. And yet, they haven't done it yet. At least they got back to the roots of the character in that he is killing people, right? So, they pulled back from that in the first movie. And one could argue maybe that's why it did better than the second movie. Maybe they got back to the roots in the second movie and he's just murdering people left and right. I don't know. I think the initial concept for Venom, and I think they changed this, was Venom can only survive on living creatures. Like, he has to eat living creatures. And I say that, you can watch my breakdown of the first movie, because there were signs in that first movie that was the way they were going. Especially there's a scene where Tom Hardy jumps into a lobster tank and devours all the lobsters alive. And so, yeah, and that the regular food didn't really work for him. So I think that's probably maybe they're getting back to that. And that's what they should have done. I mean, that's a solid idea. It's, you know, Tom Hardy's like, oh, I don't like this. And Venom's like, it's the only way I can survive. That puts up parameters that they have to deal with, and it works, I think. So first act, they're on the run already from the events of the previous movie. I'm going to see him. Maybe Tom Hardy's just fed up. He's got to get away from civilization, so he goes to the American Southwest, which is barely civilization, we'll say. Um, Roaming around, killing bad guys, doing what they do best, I guess. But they track him down because the government's been analyzing the fallout from, say, the first movie where they captured all the aliens. And so they do that and discover that, well, we gotta capture. There's one alien still running around we could capture and test, and that'll be Tom Hardy. So they want to capture him and test him to see how they can kill the parasites. Something like that. It's the only way they're going to win. And if they can't beat Tom Hardy Venom, they can't beat anybody. So they go after him. At the same time, his buddies are showing up from the alien world. They're invading the Earth, and they have to stop them or everybody will be dead. So the second act is back and forth with the U.S. military, and then back and forth with the aliens that are attacking. Tom Hardy eventually gets captured. He's in the military base. They're trying to kill him, but they discover there's another guy who's a parasite. I think they showed a glimpse of him. I don't know who he is from the comics, because after Venom it gets pretty obscure for me, because I didn't read Carnage or any of the Spawn from that. I think there's some Spawn from Carnage that, so I think it's one of those. And then they're going to have to band together to fight the aliens, and they do, and the ending could be that he dies along with Venom saving the Earth, or they think he's dead and then he goes off, and we get some sort of segue to Tom Holland, which I would love to see. If that's in there, I might have to go see this. If it's not, if Tom Hardy dies and that's the end of it and he doesn't want to do the movies anymore, I kind of don't want to see this. I'm in it for the confrontation, which I don't know why you got to stretch this out. Oh, right, you want me to see extra movies, but make the movies good and it's not a problem. There's no excuse for what you did with the Carnage movie. It should have been a decent movie. Now, it wasn't a decent comic, so you had a lot of heavy lifting to do, but the setup was, you people, you got to get better writers. That's all there is to it. Get better writers. And look, I'm not the greatest writer in the world, but Jesus, I can run circles around the guys you got working for you. Circles. They suck. Either that, or you're taking good writers and you're just developing the movie to death, which is a possibility too. They may have fine writers. They may get these great drafts and say, oh, this is so good, and then they get on the set and they just ruin them. That's a possibility too. There's a lot of egos in a movie. I wrote some screenplays that got produced, and, the movies aren't what I wrote. That's about all I can say. So things happen. But, the studio should give the screenwriters more power to at least stop a complete and utter destruction of the story. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more base takes. If you can find a more base take, I say, take it. I got lots of stuff coming up starting on Thursday. So check out my site with all the things I got going on. Mullica Gardens at 2 p.m. on Thursday. Valari's Lakeside Restaurant also on Thursday, 6 to 9 p.m. open to the public. June 7th, Friday, Brandy Wine Living at Haddonfield, 2 p.m. June 7th, the Pineys in the Piney Hollow and the Jersey Devil Unexpected Farm in Newfield, 5 to 8, open to the public. Then on June 8th, Saturday, Dover Con in Dover, Delaware. And June 9th, the 10th anniversary of the Toms River Elk Log Show. So I got a lot going on. Hope to see you there. We'll see you in the next one.